All right, so my name is Hardeep Kataria, and I am the owner of Avant Eyes Optometry, and I practice in Los Angeles, California. I have recently just opened my practice, and we are 6 weeks in. I found myself out in California practicing for a retina practice for the past, I would say, 7 or 8 years, practicing mostly medical glaucoma and advanced dry eye. And I realized that, I was replaceable and that I wasn't in charge of making decisions that made me irreplaceable. And that was the thing that really, I think, the impetus to push me and to think, did I want to do this for the rest of my career? Was this the end for me? Going in to work and just meeting numbers, doing a certain number of exams in a day. And, when I was spending 20, 25 minutes educating patients, and when I was working very hard to develop protocols for advanced dry eye patients, was I really doing this for myself? And it really forced me to reflect internally about what I wanted out of my day to day. And how do I want to mold this conversation that I'm having with my patients? Do I want to spend 2 minutes with them, 3 minutes with them? Do I want to focus on patient education? And what aspect or niche of optometry do I want to focus in? And those decisions came very slowly to me. So it's not something that I woke up and thought, right, I want to be a practice owner. There was a lot of self-doubt. There was a lot of imposter syndrome that came along with it. Am I good enough? Do I have the knowledge base? Do I need to now go and get an MBA? I actually thought about doing that to feel qualified to have my own practice. I think when we go into a new project, we always want to feel like we know what we're doing. We don't want to depend on somebody else. And there were a lot of facets of practice ownership that were very unknown to me, having practiced for optometry, for 10 years for somebody else. I will say it took me about a year to convince myself that I was ready. And I think other people around me saw that change and they saw that I was ready for it. But until you're ready yourself, I think that, that's a big part of the puzzle. And to me personally, I don't think that I could be successful if I had just jumped in with one foot. Yeah, I think resources. I think not knowing where to start. How do I go about it? How do I approach it? In terms of, and every little step, I felt like I really needed the guidance, whether it was choosing a location, deciding even hours of the day that I wanted to be open and how I would maximize my time being open, how to find an employee. I think that working in somebody else's practice, there are different qualities that we look for example, in our support staff, than when you're actually employing them yourself. And I would say, the one big piece of advice I would have for anybody thinking about this is you don't have to have all of the answers going in. I certainly didn't going in. I certainly don't have them today. But having a good support system personally and professionally, so whether that's a group of friends who have done this before, whether you have hired consultants or advisors to help you, I think the biggest thing is just having the folks behind you who know how to help you find the answers. On a day-to-day basis, if you ask me at 7, 8 p.m. when I'm exhausted and can't keep my eyes open, I'm probably going to say yes. But if I really dig deep in my heart, and ask myself, do I regret this? And the answer is a resounding no. I don't regret it at all. There are challenges every day that I never thought I would have to face. And I'm facing them and I'm still here and we're still going strong 6 weeks in, which is great.